Welcome back to Arrakis Central. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. Well, with the release date of Dune Prophecy being November 17th on HBO, we are really getting excited about what the show might entail. Early on in the latest trailer, we see many images that look very intriguing, but one thing that sticks out to me is how the show will apparently look very similar to the Denis Villeneuve's Dune Part 1 and Part 2 style. The other question is, when will this take place? Well, Dune Prophecy is going to take place approximately 10,000 years before the events of Dune Part 1. And to the best of my knowledge and research, this show will take place sometime after the events of Sisterhood of Dune, Mentats of Dune, and Navigators of Dune, the novels, which are prequel extended universe Dune novels written by Brian Herbert. I say that due to the fact that in the book Sisterhood of Dune, Valia Harkonnen, one of the main characters in the book, is much younger than she is portrayed in the trailer of Dune Prophecy. It looks like possibly even a 30 to 40 year difference from the book. So this story takes place a little bit later than in those books. Very little is known about the plot of the show other than it will focus around the two sisters trying to establish the Bene Gesserit order, basically. But the real question is, how well will they be able to capture that current Dune essence, which we've seen in the latest films? There were rumors early on that there were problems with the initial pilot of this show. And then once we saw some of the first teaser trailers, there were concerns on how good the show was actually going to be. But 3 weeks ago, the final trailer, or the main trailer, released, and a lot of those concerns were finally alleviated because the trailer was pretty much looking very spectacular at this point. Some of the still shots shown locations which I believe to be Seleucus Secundus, possibly Caladan, and even Wallach 9 at this time, the Bene Gesserits, or Sisterhood's homeworld. But other than that, the plot that we know of so far is very limited, other than they are trying to establish the Bene Gesserit. The Emperor in this is Emperor Javico Carino, and then looks like from the trailer he'll be working with Desmond Hart, which is played by Travis Fimmel. This is very interesting as these characters aren't originally from those books. So it's a fresh story, so it might be very hard to spoil, which is a good thing. But just a speculation from watching the trailer a few times, from my perspective, it almost appears as the Emperor in this trailer is going to be colluding with Desmond Hart in order to possibly stop the Bene Gesserit from coming to power. That looks like possibly what the plot's going to be. So it's hard to say really for sure if we'll see inklings of or remnants of the thinking machines in there. Are we going to see a split between the Sisterhood like where they had in the books? What exactly is going to happen? Are we going to see Thula and Valia hunting down and trying to cause havoc on the Atreides bloodlines? Are any of those aspects from those books going to show up in this show? And it will be interesting to see. In some cases in the trailer, it almost appears that we're going to see some flashbacks of young Valia Harkonnen using the voice possibly. It's hard to say how they'll actually portray that, but it almost looks as if they're going to portray that as herself, her future self, as a Reverend Mother, being able to talk to her younger self. And that could be a very interesting way to play out some of those Bene Gesserit powers that we have not seen before. Some other faces we see a mysterious woman with eyes of Ibad, the blue eyes. We don't know her role yet. We see some people fighting. We don't know if these folks are the beginning of the Sardaukar. Are they Butlerian fighters, or are they the first Sardaukar? Is that what the show is going to be about? The initialization and the beginnings of the Sardaukar that the Emperor is going to use to maintain control. But let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you think the show is going to be mainly about? Do you think I'm right on? Do you think I'm off? I think, it'll be somewhere around that middle ground of the things I've discussed. But until we see the show, we're really not going to know. And it's supposed to be 6 episodes. And rumor is that they're very confident in this show, and they're already about to greenlight 2 more seasons. I've seen some articles on that, but I guess if the show does very well, that could be a possibility. But until then, like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell notifications, and I will see you next time.